Jonathan, question. The people want to know, people are curious, what's better than being patient and working hard and that long-term, nice and consistent results?
What if there's a way where you could guarantee your results?
Today we're talking about 4 keys to guaranteed results.
You're listening to the Pathway Podcast, leading you on the path to fitness success. Here are your hosts, Jonathan Canales and Rex Andrews.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Pathway Podcast. I'm Rex.
And I'm Jonathan.
Jonathan, you saw that new intro at the beginning?
That was so cool.
We got this big monitor right here. We were watching it with you guys. Man, so sharp. So nice.
A little bit different, but I like it. I think it's a good improvement.
And that's the thing is like trusting the experts, right? When like I have no artistic skill, I can like have vague idea. But, you know, we got Drake. He's our go-to wizard with graphics and that kind of
Branding,
stuff.
anything.
Just go Drake with like a vague idea and he'll just send you pieces of it and you're like, I don't know. It all comes together and you're like, man, that looked awesome.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
He is definitely a wizard. But yeah, I think that's always the case is like if you're trying to do something well and you don't know what you're doing, trust an expert.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to just keep mindlessly trying different things and thinking like, well, maybe this will work, or maybe that will work. There comes a certain point where you just want to like lay down your pride and be like, hey, I actually don't know what I'm doing, and I keep trying these different things. Maybe it works for a little while, but then I end up right back where I'm at. I should probably hire somebody who has broken past this and knows what to do.
Or just got enough reps that like they know the smart choices, right? They can go a lot faster.
Yeah.
And that's what, for our clients, we're always looking to do, right? We're always looking to level up the level of service that we can bring to people and help them get results faster, more efficiently, bigger results, more long-term results, right? And we had some ideas. Things have been going really well the last few years. People have gotten tremendous results. Our community's awesome. People love to come work out. And we're like, over the summer, we're kind of banging our heads against the wall. And we're like, how do we make this better? How do we go faster? How do we guarantee that if you go all in, man, you can make it happen so fast?
Yeah, we can give you the blueprint of just do these things and you will get the result that you want.
Mm-hmm. And we knew 4 key things were going to be what get you there. And they're not like mind-blowing things.
No.
They're very simple. We've talked about them before. But we're like, if you take these 4 things and you apply them in a very specific way, what would happen? And so we had this theory that this is what would work. And so we tested it on very willing participants ourselves.
Yeah. You have to practice what you preach, right? Yeah. So it's like we can't go to our clients with like this new way of going about this and say like, hey, we have this idea, but we're going to try it out on you guys. So we had to try it out ourselves first.
Yeah. And yeah, there's businesses that definitely do that. Like, no, this is the thing. You're going to love it. Come try it.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be great. And you just do it with confidence and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's not us. That's not how we roll. And we've always been very like reserved with the promises that we make people because we're like, I just don't want you to expect it's not the get fit quick scheme, right? You're not just going to make it happen overnight. It's not going to be easy. You are making changes in your life, right? You're making a transformation, and making a transformation in any capacity is difficult. But is there a way to enjoy it? Is there a way that you can, just like have a better experience going through the process? So that's why we wanted to make sure that we believed in it, and we believed that the people who trust us, our pathletes, that they would enjoy the experience too. And we talked about that with the Secret Challenge. You know, we did a bunch of new things at the gym and we challenged ourselves, and our results were awesome. So if you haven't seen our results, you can go back and watch the Secret Challenge episode of the podcast. But yeah, in just a few weeks, everybody on the team had dramatic transformations. Like you went next door to, you know, the next business over, and the guy's like, dude, you look totally different. What happened?
What happened to you? Yeah, I've been, changing things up, trying a new approach. And it's crazy because it's like people think, oh, you're a trainer, you're already in good enough shape.
Yeah.
But then like he saw me and he was like, oh, wow, like something happened where you went even further to the next level.
Yeah, there's always that next level. And it's just always challenging when you're trying to push past something that either you've been stuck at or like where you want to go. There's resistance.
Yes.
Right? So how do you break that resistance? How do you guarantee that you're going to get the result you set out for? And that's where we came up with these 4 keys.
Here's what you've been waiting for. The 4 keys to guaranteed results.
All right, so number 1, if you want fitness results, right? This is Get you guys ready? Take out your notepad. Get ready.
Yeah, it's probably one you may not have heard anywhere.
Number 1, if you want fitness results, you have to work out.
Move your body.
It's crazy.
Shocker. Sitting
Wow.
kills.
Yeah, so you have to work out, right? But you have to challenge yourself, right? Not just go through the motions. If you're saying like, well, I'm doing cardio, but you're just walking at like a casual pace, you're not challenging yourself, right? You're not growing. Like your body makes changes. Your body adapts when it's stressed. Exercise is good stress, right? So when you're challenging yourself, when you're pushing yourself, you're going to progress. And what we realized when we were going through our challenge is that if you are mixing up the way that you're challenging yourself and you're what's called cross training, which means that you're just doing different things for your body, right? Like you're doing some cardio. Like some days we go for like hill sprints. Some days we do weight training. Some days we do like circuit classes, right? So you're like mixing up the ways that you're challenging yourself. So you're giving your body something new, but every time you're coming in to do something, you're challenging. How can I do this better? What can I do different? Like we would do that. We had this impossible core circuit that we've been doing. Every one of our workouts at the end of it, we're like, okay, we never wanted to, right? But you just write this giant list of core exercises up on the board and you're like, here we go.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think just like throughout training through the years and just talking to different people about their fitness, I think a lot of people think that doing something is challenging themselves. So maybe it's like they've been walking 30 minutes a night for 6 weeks or whatever it may be. Just because you started and you were at that point and it was a challenge when you started, it doesn't mean that same activity level is going to continue to be a challenge and really get you those guaranteed results that you want. So you have to keep finding new ways to push yourself and to exert yourself. And a lot of the times it's really difficult to do that when you're on your own and like you don't have someone telling you that you can do more, that you can push yourself, or you've never had anyone tell you that in the past. Because as soon as you feel that discomfort or that pain, then like you immediately say, okay, this is good enough. I'm good here. Or like, I at least walked 30 minutes. So like, that's good. And it could be a great start, but there's always like a next level that you can push yourself to. So getting into the habit of really just craving to challenge yourself and prove to yourself there is more in the tank even when I am tired.
Yeah. I think the way to think about that is like, yeah, you might be starting at that point of walking 30 minutes a night is challenging and you might see progress, right? You might feel better as you're doing it. You might drop a few pounds, but you will stop making progress if you stop challenging yourself. So like if you want to continue to see progress, then you're going to have to demand more from yourself. You're going to have to challenge yourself in different ways, right? So you have to know how to do that safely. You have to know how to do that effectively. And having somebody on your team, having a group of people who are all doing it together, right? So often in classes, we'll see people like, there's no possible way that I could do more. And they see somebody next to them do more, and they're like, I guess I'm doing more.
I'm doing it.
Just like your mind can change so quickly when you have like the proof around you of people doing it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, all right, let's get it. Let's go.
Let's go. Key number 1, guarantee fitness results, consistent exercise, consistently challenging yourselves in effective ways.
And then number 2 on the keys to guaranteed results is simplifying nutrition.
That's right, guys. We're not talking about #macros. We're not talking about IIFYM, if it fits your macros. We're talking about simplifying this stuff. You eat good foods consistently, you get great results, right?
Shocking. If you just eat good foods more often than not, you get great results. And I think this is something where when we were in the challenge, all of us really liked this aspect of it, because I think when you throw everything out there with nutrition, there's a lot of gray area. So it's a lot of, a lot of people ask the question, is this healthy or is this not, sort of thing, or can I have this? And so when you're looking at every single food out there, whether it's out to eat or at the grocery store, and you're having to make decisions about all of those foods each day, it can get really overwhelming. And then maybe you're not seeing results fast enough, so you get in your own head of like, is this even worth it? Am I really making the progress that I want?
Am I making the right choices?
Yeah, exactly. And so when you just have a simplified approach and you know exactly what to eat for you, for your goals, then it makes it way easier to go execute on those things, because you have that game plan and you're confident in that game plan.
Yeah, and we've been doing private nutrition coaching for like 18 months at Pathway, and we've tried a lot of different approaches. We've tried just explaining like good foods and bad foods. And we've tried like, all right, you have to go like build out like you have to make it work for you, right? You have to figure out what fits in your guidelines, and like it can be overwhelming of just trying to understand like healthy foods, unhealthy foods, and like when can I have this and is this okay? Like, you know, getting enough protein in, all that stuff. And we took this really simplified approach for ourselves and for our clients recently, and it is mind-blowing of how little pressure you have to put on nutrition. It's just eat these foods any way you want to have them within these guidelines, and you'll be successful. Because if you're putting stuff that's easy for your body to digest in and no crap, your body runs so much better. Your body can handle it more. You have less inflammation. You drop inches. You drop belly fat. You just feel so much better. Your energy will increase dramatically. And it like we're still kind of like pulling people back where they're like, well, for dinner, can I have this and this? It's like, just eat these foods. Doesn't matter. Just eat these foods. And they're like resisting how easy it is. They're like, I mean, are you sure? Because I can make sure. And they're like, no, just eat these foods.
Well, and I think that's something that's been really cool for me as like we went through this and our clients are now going through it, is how much variety there is within the options of just eating the clean, healthy foods that we've picked out for them. People are getting creative with recipes. People are finding new ways to cook. People are saying, going from I can't cook to I just cooked this really awesome crock pot meal and now I can eat leftovers and I have enough for me and my husband to eat. Yeah, so it's like...
That was so funny. She's like, the specific person was like, I can't cook. I don't cook. I don't have time.
Like, I hear you. I used to say the same thing.
Yeah, like, I got a crock pot. She's like, crock pot. Wow. Like, just like, blew her mind. Change the game with the crock pot.
And it's like, for me, like, cooking was a big part of the overwhelm in nutrition. So being able to find simple ways, easy, fast ways to be able to cook healthy things was really important for me to stay consistent. So that's another huge part of simplifying nutrition, like having the recipes or the resources to make it work for you and the lifestyle that you live.
That's right. Yeah, so simplifying nutrition, really keeping it just basic of good foods, good results, right? Exercising, challenging yourself consistently, great results, right? The third piece of this, and this is what I think this is really what takes everything to the next level. Because it's one thing to like be in your own head and say, yeah, I'm going to make good nutrition choices, but then it's the end of the day, I'm really tired. I drove by the third Whataburger on my trip home, and you're like, man, that'd be easy to do. It's really easy to skip that workout. But having key number 3, true, honest accountability is what's going to help guarantee that you're going to see results. So when you have somebody checking in on you, right? On the most simple things, something that we've been doing, we just developed a new app with this company called Trainerize, and it's been amazing. We roll it out to our VIP clients, and as they're going through the challenge, they're using it. And so all they're doing for nutrition is eating off the food list, and again, whatever recipes they want, whatever they want to do, and just taking pictures of their food. They're not weighing things. They're not looking at their macros in MyFitnessPal. They're just taking pictures of your food, right? Because think about it. If somebody's looking at the pictures of the food that you're eating,
are you really going to be eating that?
You're going to be eating healthier foods, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, if you're honest with yourself and you're honest with the people who are on your team, you're going to be way more consistent with your diet, way more consistent with your exercise, because you know people are there waiting for you. They're there watching you. And when you have that accountability, and you can compound results so quick when you just stay within the structure of consistent exercise, consistent nutrition, and having that accountability.
Yeah, I know, like, that was the biggest part for me, because there's been so many times when I've known exactly what to do for exercise. I've known what I should be eating, but then when you work 12 to 14-hour days and you get home and you still have to make dinner, or maybe you're just not feeling the best and you're making whatever excuses up for yourself, you're only accountable to yourself. And so for whatever reason, it's just easier to disappoint yourself than it is to disappoint somebody else. So I know, like, one of the days of the challenge, it was like I went through like 14 hours without being at home, and I only had like lunch that day because I was doing intermittent fasting. And it's like, okay, I don't have anything like here to cook. And so I really, really want to just pick up something on the way home. But because I was accountable to everyone else, like in this challenge and like doing it with me, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let all of them down. So even though it was like past 9 o'clock, I still went home, cooked dinner, ate dinner, and was like ready to go with it. But if I didn't have that extra accountability, 100% chance that I would have just eaten whatever and probably made like a healthy choice. But like those gaps add up over time of you making like a healthy choice between like eating the foods that you know you should be eating.
Yeah. And when you're on the weekend or, you're kind of checked out, right? And you're around people who aren't dieting and they're not working on getting something done, way more hard to be accountable, right? So when you have that just consistency, and one thing that we did for this challenge and started to do with our clients who are going through this as well is progress pictures. Not something that we typically did in the past. It's super uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
If you're not happy with like the shape you're in, last thing you want to do is take a picture and like, here is the shape that you're in.
Yeah, face it.
Yeah, exactly. So, pro tip, if you're taking progress pictures, don't look at them at first. Just wait until you have the next progress picture, and then you can compare. And once you see just a little bit of progress, it's so much easier to keep going. And it's awesome. We took the uncomfortable action of like just, all right, let's do it. Let's take our progress pictures, and we shot them. And nobody talked. After we're just like, all right, cool, great job. And then put your shirt back on, get out of here. But then 2 weeks in, we all come back in for the progress picture again, and we're like, man, you look great. Like, oh man, everybody, you're starting to recognize all the change in everybody else, and maybe you don't see it in yourself as much, but other people are seeing it, right?
Yeah.
And so it helps keep things much more realistic, keeps you accountable, and then you make a little bit of progress, a couple weeks, and you're like, man, how much more progress can I make if I keep this going, right? If I stay consistent on the nutrition, stay consistent with the exercise. Which brings us to our fourth key for guaranteed results. Because when you set a realistic expectation for how far you can do and what you can accomplish, when you see a target that you believe you can hit, right? You might have to stretch, but if you believe you can hit it, you'll go after it, right? So that fourth key to really guaranteeing that you're going to see progress and you're going to see great results quickly is setting realistic expectations. And that's really tough to do. Because if you've dieted in the past or whatever, a lot of people we talk to and we're like, okay, well, what's your goal? 4 weeks, 6 weeks, what do you want to accomplish? And they're like, I don't know. I'd like to lose all the weight, right? But they're afraid to set a goal because they don't know what they can realistically do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I think everyone that I've talked to about this recently is just like, well, I don't want to be unrealistic.
Yeah.
And say, I want to lose 50 pounds in 6 weeks or whatever.
Don't say that.
Yeah. There's some things that are unrealistic with that. But when you go from not moving at all and eating whatever you want to now having a consistent movement plan where you're moving 3 to 4 times a week and you're eating foods that you should be eating, it feels like you just overhauled your whole life. And it's like, man, I've made a lot of changes and I want to see results really, really fast. So maybe you are thinking I should be seeing a 50-pound loss in 6 weeks, or vice versa. Maybe you've done a lot of the crash dieting before and you're like, I don't want to go too fast and then let myself down, so I'm going to be real conservative here. And because of all of those past failures or just your outlook on it, it's like, I don't want to let myself down and say I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks and then not be able to do that. So it's really nice to have that coach, to have that game plan with you and say if you can do these things, this is realistically what you can expect in this time frame. And yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, you're going to have to push yourself. But if this is what you want and you know why you want it, then let's go after it. Let's get it. Let's guarantee those results.
Yeah. If you're going from 0 to something, yeah, you'll see dramatic changes quick. But again, we had 5 people, my wife, doctor of physical therapy, she's already in great shape. Lexi, 23, super fit, dancer her whole life. Me and you have been coaching forever. Mike, 67-year-old, just hiked Kilimanjaro. We did this, and we were like, let's get consistent with exercise. Let's get consistent with nutrition, and let's be accountable to each other. And we all made drastic transformation, right? Just because when you dial things in, you can guarantee that you'll see great progress in just a short period of time. We're going to give Drake some editing work here, but before and after pictures of these were pretty insane from just a few weeks of work. And Mike especially, he put on muscle mass, gained some weight, dropped inches, looked like total transformation in just a few weeks from just really dialing in, right? So it doesn't matter where you're at. If you have fitness goals and you really want to push fast and go, right? Well, then just dial it in with the right things, right? Challenge yourself. And that's what we've recognized is really helpful is like when you put a timeline on something, when you have a date on your calendar that you're looking forward to, like that's after picture day.
Yes.
Let's lock in and let's go. We can guarantee our clients are going to see tremendous results. So we put together a little blueprint for you guys. This is kind of like a little guide of how to apply these 4 things. If you want that guide, go to www.mypathwaytraining.com/results. That's mypathwaytraining.com/results. I don't think you need the www part. It was fun to say.
You can figure that part out. I trust you.
That's right. So 4 keys to guaranteed results, guys. That's it for us this time on the Pathway Podcast. Man, fun stuff, right? New intro, guaranteed results, which is exciting.
Let's get it. Let's go get some results.
Go get some results, and we'll see you here next time on the Pathway Podcast.